Will recognizes will. You can't be pretend. Not anymore. So I like this cute little redhead at my job. Now I just like her. I mean, she has beautiful red hair. Her eyes are lovely. She has a great smile. I love the ways. I love it when she's frustrated. I don't love it when she's frustrated, but you know, I like her face when it's frustrated. I guess that can say. I like how she says Jesus too when she's angry. I mean, it's just real cute, and there's nothing I can really. Yeah, I just like her. I mean, personality-wise, she's pretty down to earth. I like that, and I want to get to know her more, but obviously you don't feel the same way. So, I just can't stop liking her simply because she rejected me. I mean, I don't really blame her. I'm not mad at her or anything. I just don't like awkward situations. I try to avoid awkward situations as much as possible. So there's that. I mean, that's something I have to work on myself. I just don't like being in awkward situations. So I don't think anyone does. But what I mean by real recognizing real is we live in a world where everyone's basically playing pretend, and we have pretend relationships, and we have pretend goals, and we have pretend everything. Everything's pretend because we have lost the relationship. We have lost the value. I mean, traditional relationships are dying. I mean, just look at them. How many people do you know get together and are still together many years later? There's not many. I don't even know that many 5-year relationships anymore. I mean, I think 5 years is better now than a couple years ago. You know, a couple years ago you could be with someone for 5 years and yeah, it's no big deal. Nowadays I think it's more of a big deal, and it's because we don't have that no more. We live in a pleasure-for society where sex is the very most important thing rather than relationship and goals. When we have that type of society, we are basically degrading everything because we're getting with people that don't show our values. We're only getting with them for sexual pleasure, and when that happens, we see decreases in families. We see families torn apart. We see depression. We've seen unhappiness, and that's what is happening in our world right now. You know, we're living in a world of unhappiness, mainly because in the 1960s, during the sexual revolution, women told, basically, everyone was telling women, you don't need a man, but what happened was the government replaced the man with welfare. The welfare state came in, and when the welfare state came in, it messed everything up. It messed the family, right? The family is broken because of the welfare system, and what's even worse is that the welfare system is eventually not going to be there. In 2025, it's all going to collapse. It's all going to come down on itself because it's a house of cards, and there's not going to be enough for anyone to go around. And it's getting scary out there. It is. I just read an article not too long ago about basically Trump supporters and them walking into, I think it was a Sam's Club, and a guy walked up to him, gave him the middle finger. When asked why the guy gave him a middle finger, he pulled out a gun on them and threatened to shoot them, said it was a good day to die. And he only did this because they were wearing Trump hats, Make America Great hats. That was the only reason. And what was worse was when the cops finally caught up to him, they found there was bullets in the gun, which means he went there purposely looking for Trump supporters to kill. And it just shows you how far we have come as a country. I mean, I've told y'all for a long time that a civil war is coming. It's coming. It's just a matter of time before it gets here, and we're already seeing signs of this right now. This story right here I'm just telling you about, it proves that it's coming. You know, it's proof that we're basically going to start shooting bullets at each other at some point. I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen. And the more I'm seeing this political unrest happen, I'm starting to feel, because I realize the more it happens, the less likely we are to prevent it from happening. And I still have a little bit of hope that we can stop a civil war from approaching, but it's becoming more and more unlikely every day. And I think some people are already calling it inevitable. I think I don't want to agree with them, but I'm beginning to think that way too. That it's going to be inevitable that a civil war is going to happen, right? I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen very soon. And when it happens, don't be surprised that it did, because I've been warning you all this time that it was going to happen, and you people didn't listen. So just keep that in mind. I guess, look, the only way we're going to save this country and save the world is if we bring back traditional values. I mean, that's just the thing. We got to bring back mothers. We got to bring back fathers who stay with their mothers. We got to do this. And if you don't get with people that sell our values, we're really setting up for a disaster. I mean, we're in a situation now where we can't even have a conversation in this country without people getting upset, without people throwing fights, without people accusing the other of being Trump supporters or being liberals or whatever. We can't have that conversation. And when we can't have those conversations where we agree to disagree, guess what? That's going to lead us to war. And there's a school system in Buffalo right now which is resegregating schools. This is a real story, by the way. Buffalo, New York. They're actually resegregating schools, but not by race. They're doing it by political ideology, meaning they're separating Republicans and Democrats. And I told you this was going to happen. I mean, it's been happening for a long time. I mean, restaurants are starting to do it. You know, restaurants, bars. It's all starting to happen. It's all coming to fruition, and it gets scary. It's going to get very, very, very scary. Because, like I said, I think at some point the Democrats will try to report to the Republicans. And I think what's going to happen is I guess you can say, history repeating itself. And I think it's going to repeat itself in the version of the American Revolution force, the Salt Horde around the wood. I think how it's going to happen is that they're going to try to go after the Second Amendment. And if they get rid of the Second Amendment, I think that we're going to have another Salt Horde around the wood. What happened when the British tried to seize the guns from the colonists? Colonists said no, took their guns, and basically sought the British. And the British sought back, and it started the American Revolution. This right here will start America's second Civil War. And I think that it's coming a lot sooner than anyone thinks. I think everyone is unwilling to acknowledge what's really happening in this country. And you know, you can see it on the news all the time. So there have been, I've heard it both ways. So you know the Pledge of Allegiance, right? You say it every day before school starts. Well, students have been getting arrested for either not standing up for the flag or for standing up for the flag. Either way, depending on where the school system is. If it's in a liberal place, a place that you know, the place like Colin Kaepernick and all that kind of stuff, and Hillary Clinton and all that kind of stuff, if you stand for the flag, a lot of times they kick you out of the classroom and they suspend you and they have you arrested for causing a disturbance. Same thing if you don't stand up for the flag in Republican towns. If you don't do that, you know, you get arrested, kicked out, all that kind of stuff. And it's becoming a real threat. I mean, it really is. It's really, really, really becoming scary out there, guys. We're living in a war that hates each other. I mean, we are. We're really close to actually fighting each other, basically. And it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, like I've been saying. So, yeah. You know what? I just hope that this cute little redhead is watching this, so you can see that I really do like you. And I know you might not like me back, but you know, that's okay, because I am gonna like you for a little while at least. So sorry about that, but that tends to happen with me. When I fall for somebody, I just fall for them, and I'm already falling for you, so winning in advance. So I hope that, you know, if you stay single, one day you can actually see that I do like you, and I just want to get to know you, and hopefully you can one day have those feelings for me. If not, you know, that's fine, but I hope one day you can. So, here's hoping.